Humble, show me the money. Hey, welcome my humble investors. Is humble a buy, a sell, or a hold? It depends. If you're a trader, hey, traders buy at the support, sell at the resistance. Humble's at the support at $2.96. If you're an investor, we buy and we hold. So regardless of whether you are a trader or an investor, I'm an investor. I'm going to buy them, I'm going to hold. I'm not planning on selling anytime soon. But regardless of which one, whether it's investor or trader, one of the things we want to do is one of the things I want to discuss today is I want to take a look at some of the projected revenue sources that Humble currently has. But before we get into that, let's review last week. But remember, results happen over time, not overnight. Work hard. Humble's working hard. Stay consistent. They're being consistent. They're letting us know exactly what's going on. And most importantly, this is for us, we need to be patient. Investors, be patient. So let's take a look at what happened last week.
Let's go over the price action, the short volume ratio, the most searched stocks, and then we're going to close with my position within Humble and also forwardly. All right, as we can see on Friday, the 9th of April, Humble closed at 295 and a half, or really just 296. You see that it opened at 305, so we're looking at about a 10.5 cents decline. On Friday, the total volume was 7.3 mil. If you look, it was actually above the 10-day average volume of 6.7 mil. And obviously, that trend line was for the whole week has been a downtrend line. We started the week at 385, ended at 295 and a half. Quite naturally, for the whole week, we had more sellers than buyers. Now, if we take a look at the support line, our support line that I've been saying for about the last 2 to 3 weeks has been $3. Once again, on Thursday, it hit that support line, bounced off of it. Friday morning, it went below the support line, crept above it, and then closed a few pennies below that $3 support line. As you know, forwardly and Humble are joined at the hip. Forwardly closed at 49 cents, and it opened at 49 and a half cents. So really no movement, but still it closed down for the week. Started the week at 64 cents and closed at 49 cents. And this chart here is just showing how they're joined at the hip. If you look, those charts are similar. What happens with Humble is going to happen with forwardly. This here is a short volume ratio. As you can see, it's 0.592. All this is giving us an indication of the short activity within the stock. With a 0.592, we know that there's a lot of shorters out there, but you got to keep this in mind. Shorters must buy back the stock in order to close out their position. As a result of that, we should see some price increase. However, the shorts are going to remain in the stock, so that's also going to keep this stock a very, very volatile stock. However, it's a matter of your perspective. My perspective with a volatile stock, especially in something that I'm trying to build a position in, is that anytime there is a dip, it's a buying opportunity. What you're going to see is next week, I'm going to add to my positions in Humble.
Now let's dive into the projected revenue sources that Humble have. All right, let's start off with, we already heard and know about the NFTs, non-fungible tokens. We see there's been a lot of hype about that. And I've also seen on CNBC, they were talking about whether or not the NFTs are fad or not. This is the way I look at it. This is my perception of that. And that is that if the NFTs are fad, and we have a platform to create and sell and work with NFTs, and I say we, I'm meaning Humble, that's a win for Humble. Even if it's a fad, take advantage of the fad while it's there. If it's not a fad, it's a win for us. So either way, regardless of whether it's a fad or not, it is a win. This here is a source of income. How much income? I don't know. The potential could be very, very high. Humble Studios. Humble Studios is a platform for merchants, customers, and freelancers to sell their product or their services on, and for customers to buy that product or service. So that in itself is, once again, in itself, by itself, it could possibly sustain a company like Humble. But that's a great source of revenue. Tickery. Wow. I heard some information about Tickery. They're saying that the ticketing market is a $100 billion market. And I heard someone say that if we can just get 1% of that market, that's $1 billion. I think that's very possible and doable. So Tickery, the mobile app, should be released sometime this quarter. Once that happens, and once you have that product in hand and able to use that product, I think that once that happens, it's going to start to grow exponentially. Humble X Shop. Well, to buy Humble products may not seem like much of a revenue source, but I think that it is. For example, I bought this sweater, this hoodie, off of Humble X Shop. Now, I need to go back there and buy a shirt and a hat because it's getting too hot for this. So I need to hurry up and do that. But another excellent source of revenue for Humble. And the next one here is the ETXs. The ETXs has huge potential. And I think that this really is going to be a game changer when it comes to investing. It gives a lot of people an avenue to invest in cryptocurrency and also take advantage of that volatility, because that artificial intelligence that's constantly rebalancing on a 24/7 basis to make sure that we get a gain. If that works out the way I think that it will, you're gonna have billions, maybe trillions of dollars that's going to go into the digital assets. And I believe that Humble, there's no doubt that Humble will be the major player when it comes to that, especially with that technology, that ETX technology. And what I want to do on that, I want to dive a little bit further into that, just to kind of give you an idea of what I see and what the potential is going to be. But before we start diving into ETXs, I heard a very good quote from Mr. Martin. His YouTube channel is Money and Politics. And he made a statement that resonates with me, that is so very true. And that is, we're buying a company, not the price. The current price of Humble is $2.96. Downward trend last week. We went under that $3, what I call our support is at $3. We're under that now. Forwardly, they're joined at the hip. What happens with Humble, you're going to see the price action also happens with Forwardly. This is my indirect play on Humble. It's down to 49 cents. I look at this, investors will look at this as a buying opportunity. This is the time. Anything under $3 and under really 55 cents for me, I'm loading up. I'm going to definitely load up. So I'll tell you what, let's take the time now and take a look at those ETXs.
All right, here we are at the Humble website homepage. Let's
really focus our attention on Humble Financials. And one of the things I want to definitely focus on is those blocks 3, 5, and 10. And this here is definitely, it's almost to the point of being unbelievable. If you look at three, block three saying over a 6 month period of time, return on investment was 166.2. 6 months, 289. 12 month, 907. Um, I can't think of a mutual fund, an ETF out there that gives that type of return. Maybe that was just an anomaly. I don't know. But look at block five, 3, 6, and 12 months. 216, 600, 1800. Sounds unbelievable. Block 10, 103, 384, 453. Even that one, even block 10 is the lowest out of actually cumulative, the lowest amount return out of all three blocks. However, even at 453% return in a 12-month period of time seems unrealistic. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if these numbers are true, and people start to see that they're getting that type of return on using Humble's AI technology to actively trade cryptocurrency and so forth 24/7. If they can get those type of returns, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have a ton of investors move into these blocks. Uh, that in itself could be huge potential, revenue potential for Humble. Let's go through the overview. This here section here shows you how to buy ETXs through Humble. I haven't set up my account yet. I will. And what I'll do is I'm going to set it up. I'll record everything, and if everything comes out all right, I'll definitely release a video showing you the steps that I went through in order to uh, set up my ETXs through Humble. This right here, keep this in mind. Remember that the first section that we looked at, when we looked at blocks 3, 5, and 10, we're looking at their 12-month return. If those numbers are true and if those numbers are consistent, people are going to be getting a bargain out of this $4.99 per month subscription fee. Think about this. The revenue from just this alone, even if you only have 1 million customers, you're looking at about $5 million per month, $60 million per year, just in revenues from this technology here. And 1 million may sound like a big number, but that's nothing. You got to realize that they're functioning here in the United States as of the 2nd of April, but you're still talking about 160 other countries out there. And with those type of returns, even if they just get 20% of those type of returns, that investment alone is going to beat most of the mutual fund indexes that are out there. And as people start to get wind of this, more and more people are going to pour into, and more people are going to take advantage of this, sign up for Humble and take advantage of this. So that 1 million subscribers paying $4.99 per month
is a very, very, very low ball figure. So that's amazing. That's amazing uh, potential that we're looking at here. I mean, uh, so this just illustrates the magnitude of the revenue that can be generated just from the ETXs. That in itself, I think was is going to eventually be off the charts. So pretty impressive, very impressive. You know what? Here, 24/7 virtual trading bots automatically rebalancing. Wow. Safe and secure assets are held in worldwide. Safe and secure assets are held on world-class exchanges. Trade executions are performed using encrypted API. API is for application programming interface. Commands with trade-only access. Bottom line, that API security is just a level of protection for both the people who own and also uses. It's just a level of protection. I think this here, the product research, this also illustrates the potential um, for revenue coming the way of Humble. If you look at this here, total market size, wow. Mutual funds, $54 trillion. ETFs, $9 trillion. Digital assets, $350 billion. All right. What's going to happen if they're able to, if what's going to happen is if Humble is able to sustain those type of returns, and like I said, even 20 or 30% of those returns will still blow ETFs and mutual funds and indexes out of the water. As if they're able to do that, more and more of that mutual funds money, $54 trillion, and that ETFs money, $9 trillion, where do you think it's going to go? It's going to start to filter in those digital assets, and who will be the major player there? None other than Humble. So that there tells you that the future revenue growth for this company could be tremendous.
All right, fellow humble investors, hopefully you gained some insight into how I was looking at that information to really just not come to the conclusion, but just it just adds more to my conviction that Humble, I don't care if it was at the 52-week high of over $7, but at 296, Humble is a grossly undervalued stock based upon its potential. And I know they still have to execute. We still got to show me the money, see the numbers. I think it's coming. And I honestly believe, in the bottom of my stomach and in my heart, I honestly believe that when all things come together, we start getting on-time quarterly reports. And within those quarterly financial reports, we're going to be able to see where the revenue is really being generated from. And then we can start comparing quarter to quarter and see what is the true revenue growth rate of this company. When that happens and we move to one of the major exchanges, more than likely the NASDAQ, now we're going to get those institutional investors involved. But also when that happens, it's going to open up Robinhood. So that means now we can really get all of those other retail investors that's on that Robinhood platform to start investing as well. And this $2.50 to $4.50 price volatility that we're experiencing right now, I think that's going to be a thing of the past. Because once we move from the OTC and move up to the big boys and the price starts to appreciate, we're still going to have price fluctuation and volatility. But guess what? I can deal with that if I get into this start building my positions and get into this company now at that $3, even $4 range, $4, $5, $6, $7 range. I don't care. Once we move to the next stage and we start fluctuating in price, $30, $40 range, hey, if I got in here and we end up there, I can deal with that. That's going to be a blessing. All right. So with all of that said, the bottom line is this here. HUMBL at the current price, $2.96. Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Is it a hold? I'm an investor. It is time to buy. This here is a buying opportunity. And hopefully the other investors out there see this as a buying opportunity. Do what you need to do. I know what I'm doing, especially this week. When you see my next update, you're going to see a dramatic increase in the number of shares that I have, especially if it stays below that $4 range. So that's my plans, and hopefully you got something out of that, out of this video. If so, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and just subscribe, hit that like button, and hey, I will see you guys next Sunday, if not sooner. Bye.